Welcome back my YouTube channel Old Coins Collection. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and lucrative coins in South African numismatics, the coin 5 cents 1977 South Africa coin ***. And trust me, you won't believe what this little piece of history is worth today. A shocking $50,700. Before we talk about the 1977 5 cents coin, let's take a quick trip back in time. South Africa, with its rich history, began minting coins in the early 1800s. The South African Reserve Bank introduced the modern coinage system after the country became a republic in 1961. But what makes the 1977 5 cents coin so unique? Well, there's a twist in its history that has driven its value into the stratosphere, all right. Let's take a closer look at the 5 cents 1977 coin. This coin was initially minted as part of the normal circulation coins, meant for everyday transactions. It features a simple yet elegant design. On the obverse, we see the portrait of South Africa's then Prime Minister, Jan van Riebeeck, while the reverse depicts the iconic protea flower, South Africa's national flower. So, where does the value come from? Here's the game-changing detail. Not all 1977 5 cents coins are created equal. In fact, most of them were minted with the expected copper-nickel alloy. However, there was a significant minting error that occurred that year. A small batch of 5 cents coins were accidentally struck in gold-plated bronze, a material not intended for these coins. This is an incredibly rare phenomenon, and these coins have become the holy grail for collectors. Now, let's talk about the shocking value of these rare coins. While the regular 1977 5 cents coin is worth only a few cents, the gold-plated bronze version has skyrocketed in value. In fact, in recent years, one of these rare coins sold for an incredible $50,700 at an auction. That's right, over $78,000 for a coin that was once part of everyday currency. But why is this coin worth so much? There are a few key reasons for this one. Scarcity. Only a handful of these gold-plated bronze coins were ever produced. Their rarity is the primary driver of their high price point too. Historical significance. This coin is a direct link to South Africa's past, especially during the late 1970s when it was part of the nation's economy. Point 3. Collector demand. The world of coin collecting is full of enthusiasts who are constantly on the lookout for rare and valuable pieces. And the 5 cents 1977 gold-plated bronze era coin fits the bill perfectly. It's the combination of these factors that has made this coin a holy grail among collectors. Now, I'm sure many of you are wondering, how can I tell if I have one of these rare coins in my collection? It's actually not too difficult, but you'll need to be careful. Here are a few tips to help you identify the gold-plated bronze version. 1. Check the weight and size. The rare gold-plated coins may feel slightly different in weight compared to the regular ones. Point 2. Look for a unique tint. Unlike the regular copper-nickel version, the gold-plated bronze coin has a distinct goldish tint, especially around the edges. Point 3. Examine the design closely. The minting error is subtle, but the gold-plated bronze may have slight imperfections in the engraving due to the different material used. If you're into rare South African coins, then you'll love knowing that the 5 cents 1977 isn't the only valuable coin from this region. South Africa has a fascinating coinage history, and some other coins, such as the Krugerrand, also hold immense value in the market. In fact, these coins often attract the attention of investors and collectors alike. Now that you know just how valuable a rare coin like this can be, it's crucial to keep it safe and protected. Proper storage can make all the difference when it comes to retaining or even increasing the coin's value. Here are a few tips. 1. Use a protective case. A capsule or coin holder will help prevent scratching and tarnishing. Point 2. Avoid handling the coin too much. Oils from your fingers can damage the surface. Point 3. Store it in a cool, dry place. Humidity can cause corrosion, so always store your valuable coins away from moisture. So, there you have it. The coin 5 cents 1977 South Africa coin ***, and its astounding $50,700 value. If you happen to have one of these in your collection, you could be sitting on a small fortune. And even if you don't, the world of coin collecting is filled with endless opportunities to discover rare and valuable pieces. If you enjoyed this deep dive into South African coin history, In today's video, we're diving into one of South Africa's most intriguing coins, the coin 10 cents coin from 1996. This coin might just be worth more than you think, so stay tuned to learn why this seemingly simple coin could be valued at over $5 million. The 10 cents coin you're looking at was issued in 1996 as part of South Africa's Coinage series. Following the end of apartheid and the dawn of the new democratic era, this coin features a beautiful and simple design, yet it holds much more significance than its modest appearance might suggest. In 1996, South Africa was undergoing major political changes. The country had just held its first multiracial elections in 1994, with Nelson Mandela becoming the nation's first black president. This was a pivotal moment in history, and as a result, many of the nation's symbols and currency were redesigned to reflect the country's new identity. The 10 cents coin from this year is part of that historic transformation. Let's take a closer look at the design. On the obverse, the front, you'll find the South African coat of arms, a symbol of the country's sovereignty and rich cultural heritage. On the reverse, there's an image of a five-lined skink, a native reptile that symbolizes the country's unique biodiversity. The skink is a fitting choice, symbolizing the connection between South Africa's wildlife and its people. Now, here's where things get interesting. While the 10 cents coin from 1996 may seem like a standard issue coin, certain rare variations have made it highly sought after by collectors. Over time, this coin has gained immense value, with some reaching up to $5 million. But why is it so valuable? It comes down to its rarity, the condition it's in, and specific variations in its minting. For example, if your 1996 10 cents coin has a specific minting error or is in near-perfect condition, its value could skyrocket. Coins that are pristine, without any wear or damage, are worth more, and some even have bidding wars in international auctions. If you want to know whether your 1996 10 cents coin could be worth a fortune, you need to pay attention to some key details. Look closely at the year on the coin. Is it clear and well-defined? Check for any minting errors like double strikes or off-center prints, as these could drastically increase its value. Also, the texture of the coin plays a crucial role. Coins that have been well preserved over time without significant wear or damage are highly desirable to collectors. Collecting old coins like the 1996 10 cents coin can be an exciting and profitable hobby. But how do you get started? First, always buy from reputable dealers or auction houses that specialize in rare coins. Ensure you get the right certification and authenticity checks for your coin's provenance. When building your collection, remember that coins are not just about value. They're pieces of history. Research the stories behind each coin and preserve them properly in a safe, climate-controlled environment to prevent damage. Another great way to expand your collection is by connecting with other enthusiasts. Coin collecting is a global community, and you can find groups on social media, forums, and even attend conventions. These events are perfect for learning more about rare coins and even swapping or purchasing coins to add to your collection. So, there you have it. The 1996 South African 10 cents coin might seem ordinary at first, but it's a treasure trove of history. Today, we are diving deep into a truly unique coin. The coin 5 cents 1995 South Africa coin ***. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just beginning your journey, this small but mighty piece of currency holds great value. But is it just a relic of the past, or could this coin be worth millions? Let's take a closer look and find out. To truly appreciate the 5 cents 1995 coin, we first need to understand the history that surrounds it. In 1995, South Africa was undergoing a monumental transformation. After decades of apartheid, the country was entering a new era of democracy under Nelson Mandela's leadership. The 5 cents coin, minted as part of South Africa's decimal currency system, was a symbol of this new chapter. However, it wasn't just the coin that was changing. The entire monetary system in South Africa was being restructured to reflect the new political climate. Now, let's talk about the coin's design. The 5 cents 1995 coin is small, but it packs a punch in terms of detail. On the obverse side, you'll find a portrayal of the springbok, the iconic antelope that is synonymous with South African wildlife. The springbok has long been a symbol of South Africa's natural beauty and strength. Just below the springbok, you'll see the 5C denomination, the year 1995, and the national motto, Eendrag Mak Mag, which translates to unity is strength out on the reverse. The coin features the coat of arms of South Africa, which was introduced in 1994 after the end of apartheid. The new coat of arms reflects the unity of the people, with symbols representing the nation's history, culture, and hopes for the future. The design is simple but meaningful, making this coin a true piece of South African heritage. Now, we get to the most exciting part, value. So, how much is the 5-cent 1995 South Africa coin worth today? At first glance, it might seem like just another small coin in circulation. But when it comes to collecting, rarity and condition are the key factors that determine its value. South African coins, especially from the post-apartheid era, can be highly collectible. The 1995 5-cent coin is not particularly rare, but its value can skyrocket depending on its condition and whether it has any unique variations minting errors, such as double strikes, misprints, or any abnormal wear and tear, can drastically increase the coin's worth. In average condition, a 5-cent 1995 coin might fetch only a few cents to a couple of dollars. However, in mint condition, or if it's part of a limited run, collectors are willing to pay a premium for it. For instance, a pristine coin could be valued at several $100s at auction. There have even been some cases where a 5-cent 1995 coin has sold for thousands of dollars when sold in large collections, especially with accompanying certificates of authenticity or if the coin is deemed part of a rare set. Collectors are drawn to the 5-cent 1995 coin for several reasons. One reason is the historical significance of South Africa in the 1990s, that the coin represents the end of an era and the start of a more inclusive, democratic South Africa. Coins from this period not only offer insight into the political changes of the time, but also represent a significant chapter in the country's monetary history. Another appeal is the springbok design as an iconic animal. It resonates deeply with South African collectors, who appreciate its representation of their country's wildlife. The coat of arms on the reverse is also a source of pride, and collectors seek these coins as part of their national heritage. Moreover, the 5-cent 1995 coin fits neatly into a much broader collection of South African coins from the post-apartheid era. For many collectors, it's part of a larger journey of understanding South Africa's rich history and the significance of the country's changing monetary system. Now, if you have a 5-cent 1995 coin or are thinking of purchasing one, here are a few quick tips to identify its potential value. 1. Check the condition. A coin in mint or near mint condition will always have a higher value than one that's worn down. Look for scratches, discoloration, or any damage. 2. Look for mint marks. While the 1995 5-cent coin typically doesn't have rare mint marks, it's always good to check for abnormalities in the minting process. 3. Check for errors. Always inspect for minting errors, such as double strikes or other misprints. These errors can increase a coin's value drastically. 4. Get a professional appraisal if you think your coin might be valuable. It's a good idea to get it appraised by a professional numismatist. So, is the 5-cent 1995 coin worth millions? Well, in most cases it's not. But depending on the condition, rarity, and any unique errors, this small but mighty coin can certainly bring in a pretty penny. Whether you're collecting for investment or passion, this coin is an essential part of South African numismatic history. The 1 rand coin from 1992, South Africa. And guess what? This humble coin could be worth up to $2 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, let's take a deep dive into why this coin holds such immense value and the story behind its creation. Make sure to stick around till the end of this video, because we're going to cover everything from its historical significance to how you can identify rare coins like this one in your own collection. Now let's take a step back and explore the history behind this iconic coin. The 1 rand coin was first introduced in 1961 when South Africa became a republic. The 1992 version, however, stands out due to its historical context and the changes happening in the country at that time. 1992 was a pivotal year for South Africa. It marked the beginning of the end of apartheid. a regime of racial segregation and discrimination. It was also a time when political negotiations were happening between the ruling government and the African National Congress, ANC, led by Nelson Mandela. The rand itself had always been a symbol of South African pride, but in 1992, its design took on greater significance. In 1992, the rand coin featured an iconic image, a springbok, the national symbol of South Africa, and the face of the coin featured a simple yet elegant design. This coin became part of South Africa's new direction, embracing both its heritage and the hope of a more inclusive future. Now, let's take a closer look at the design. The obverse side of the coin features a springbok, a graceful antelope, symbolizing the country's rich wildlife. On the reverse side, you'll find the year of minting, 1992, and the words South Africa inscribed in both English and Afrikaans. The 1 rand coin was minted in a composition of copper nickel, which gives it a distinct color. Over the years, these coins have aged, and their value has fluctuated based on the condition, rarity, and demand in the market. But the key to understanding why this coin can reach such high values lies in its rarity. During the early 1990s, South Africa was transitioning politically and coinage was changing with the times. But a particular batch of the 1 rand 1992 coins, minted with a specific minting error or unique features, became highly sought after by collectors. Let's talk about rarity, the defining factor in any coin's value. Not all 1 rand 1992 coins are worth millions. The ones that hold extreme value are those with very specific characteristics. One of the key factors is a rare minting error, a small detail that wasn't supposed to be there. In this case, the 1 rand 1992 coin that could fetch a price as high as $2 million has been identified with a rare misstrike. You see, during the minting process, some of the coins were struck with double images. This error made these coins exceptionally rare, and for collectors, rarity equals high value. This double strike means that there are 2 imprints on the coin instead of 1, making it a unique piece. It's a tiny flaw, but for collectors, it's like finding a diamond in the rough. So, how do you identify this rare 1992 1 rand coin in your collection? It's all about precision and detail. If you ever get your hands on a 1 rand coin from 1992, here's what you should look for. 1. Check the strike asterisk. Look for a double strike, where the springbok and other inscriptions appear twice or offset. 2. Examine the condition asterisk. The coin's condition is crucial. A coin in mint state, meaning no visible wear, scratches, or discoloration, can greatly increase its value. 3. Coin certification asterisk. If you think you have a rare coin, getting it certified by a professional coin grading service is vital to ensure authenticity. Now, the big question, how did a coin with such humble beginnings become worth $2 million? It all comes down to the global collector market. As time passes, rare coins like the 1992 1 rand with a minting error become harder and harder to find. The demand for these rare pieces increases, especially among high-profile collectors and investors. In fact, this particular coin was sold at auction for an astounding $2 million. The buyer knew that this was not just a coin. It was a piece of history, a symbol of South Africa's transition, and a treasure for any serious collector. So, there you have it. The 1 rand 1992 coin. A small piece of South Africa's history that has captured the attention of collectors worldwide. It may seem like just another coin, but for the lucky few who find one in exceptional condition or with a rare minting flaw, it can be worth millions. If you're just starting your coin collection story, a coin that for many collectors symbolizes both history and extraordinary value, stick around, because in today's video, we'll uncover the amazing story behind the South African 2 rand coin from 1991 that is now worth an astonishing $4 million. The South African 2 rand coin of 1991 is one of the most fascinating and sought-after coins in the world of numismatics. To understand why this coin is so valuable today, we need to take a step back into the rich history of South Africa and the coin itself. Let's start with the year 1991. South Africa was undergoing a massive transformation politically, socially, and economically. The country was just a few years away from the end of apartheid, and a new era of democracy was about to begin. In this period of change, the South African Mint released the 2 Rand coin with a striking design that would capture the attention of collectors worldwide. The 2 Rand coin featured the iconic springbok antelope on one side, a national symbol of South Africa. The reverse side depicted a beautiful design, showcasing the renowned Krugerrand coins, which were another significant part of South African numismatics. These elements not only symbolize the country's wildlife and wealth, but also its potential for growth and change. However, the 1991 2 Rand coin had something unique that set it apart from other coins of the time. A mistake that would later make it one of the rarest and most expensive coins in the world. Let's talk about the coin's design. The 1991 2 Rand coin was meant to feature the springbok, but due to a minting error, some of these coins were produced with a slightly altered design, creating an extremely rare variation. These mistakes are what numismatists call mint errors, and they can dramatically increase a coin's value on the market. Now, why is this particular error so valuable? The South African Mint had initially planned for the 2 Rand coins to be minted in a certain quantity. However, a portion of the 1991 coins was struck with a design flaw. A slight alteration to the springbok's positioning or the minting process caused the coins to deviate from the expected norm. Collectors love mint errors because they are incredibly rare and they carry a story with them, especially when they come from a historically significant period like 1991. Over the years, a small handful of these error coins surfaced, and each one was sold at auction for staggering amounts of money. Now, let's talk about how this coin came to be worth $4 million. To fully grasp the value of a coin like this, it's essential to understand the principles of rarity, demand, and the unique characteristics of the coin itself. First, let's dive into rarity. While millions of 2 Rand coins were minted in 1991, only a few of them contain the error that caused them to become valuable. In the world of coin collecting, rarity is king. If a coin is rare and in excellent condition, it can command astronomical prices at auctions. When one of these error coins surfaced on the market, numismatists and collectors quickly realized its potential. As demand for rare coins from South Africa grew, especially those related to the end of apartheid, the value of this 2 Rand coin skyrocketed at a major international coin auction. One of these error coins was sold for an eye-popping $4 million. The buyer, a passionate collector with deep pockets, knew they were purchasing a piece of history that would forever be connected to both South Africa's national heritage and the rare errors that make certain coins so valuable. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know if I have one of these error coins? Great question. Identifying a mint error is a skill that takes time and practice. It requires close inspection and sometimes even specialized equipment to spot the minute differences that make a coin valuable. But don't worry. We'll cover some of the essential ways to identify these rare variations. To identify an error coin, you'll need to carefully examine the details of the springbok image, the lettering, and the general minting characteristics. Some of these error coins have subtle differences in the position of the design elements or slight misprints in the year or other text. If you happen to find one, it could potentially be worth a fortune. Beyond the mint error, there are several factors that can increase the value of any coin, such as its condition. Coins are graded on a scale, with higher grades commanding higher prices. A coin in mint condition can sell for significantly more than one that has been circulated or damaged. That's why it's crucial to handle rare coins carefully and store them properly to maintain their value. To sum it up, the 2 Rand 1991 South African coin with the mint error is a true gem in the world of numismatics. Its rarity, historical significance, and the unique minting flaw have all contributed to its value of $4 million. Whether you're an experienced collector or a newbie, this coin is a perfect example of why coin collecting is such a thrilling and rewarding hobby. Thank you for joining me on this fascinating journey through the history and value of the 2 Rand 1991 South African coin.
The South African 20 cent from 1993, valued at an unbelievable $45,500. This coin is not just a piece of currency, it's a symbol of South Africa's monumental transition into a new era. With its rare design, historical significance, and the scarcity of surviving coins, this 20-cent coin has become a sought-after treasure for collectors around the globe. Join us as we explore the story behind this coin, why it's so valuable, and how it became one of the most coveted items in numismatics. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just curious about the world of rare coins, this video will give you all the details you need. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Have a rare coin in your collection? Let us know in the comments below. Who knows, you might have a hidden gem of your own. Hashtag old coins E, hashtag rare coins, hashtag South African coins, hashtag 1993 South Africa 20 cent, hashtag coin collection, hashtag numismatics, hashtag coin value, hashtag coin collectors, hashtag rare coin find, hashtag coin investing. Hashtag coin history, hashtag Springbok coin, hashtag South African currency, hashtag collector's item, hashtag coin discoveries, hashtag coin collection video, hashtag historic coins, hashtag numismatic treasure, hashtag coin values 2025, hashtag rare coin auction, hashtag South Africa coins, old coins E, rare coins, South African coins, 1993 South Africa 20 cent, coin collection, numismatics, coin value, coin collectors, rare coin find, coin investing, coin history, Springbok coin, South African currency, collector's item, coin discoveries, coin collection video, historic coins, numismatic treasure, coin values 2025, rare coin auction, South Africa coins. Give me 20 cent South African 1993 coin value $45,500 million script for my YouTube old coin Z collection video in full details. Audience attachment video length must be 10 minutes. Money mouth face. Money mouth face. Welcome back my YouTube channel old coin Z collection where we dive deep into the world of rare and valuable coins. Today we have something truly special for all of you coin collectors out there. The coin South African 20 cent coin from 1993 that's valued at a whopping $1 million. Yes, you heard that right, $45,500. This is one for the history books, and you don't want to miss out on the details. So, grab your magnifying glass and let's get into it. Now, I know what you might be thinking, what makes a simple 20 cent coin so valuable? It's just a small piece of metal, right? Well, not exactly. Let's break it down. The South African 20 cent coin from 1993 holds a special place in numismatic history. While the coin may seem like an ordinary piece of currency, it's actually part of a very significant series of coins minted in South Africa during the early 1990s. In 1993, South Africa was transitioning into a new era, an era of change, freedom, and democracy after decades of apartheid rule. The 1993 20 cent coin is more than just a currency piece. It's a symbol of this historical shift. The 20 cent coin from 1993 was part of South Africa's new coinage system, which was introduced after the country moved to a decimal currency in 1961. However, by 1993, South Africa was in the midst of a period of great social and political reform, and many of the coin designs from this period reflect that cultural significance. Let's take a closer look at the design of the coin. The obverse side of the 1993 20 cent coin features an image of a springbok, one of the country's most iconic national symbols. The springbok has long been associated with South Africa, both as a sporting symbol and as a part of the nation's wildlife. This design is particularly notable for its clean lines and intricate detailing, making it a true collector's gem. But the real value of this coin isn't just in its design, it's in its rarity and the circumstances surrounding its minting. Now, let's talk about the real reason why this 20 cent coin is worth an astronomical $45,500. You see, not all 20 cent coins minted in 1993 were created equal. In fact, only a very small number were released into circulation, which makes this coin incredibly rare today. Coin collectors, Investors and numismatists around the world are constantly on the lookout for these rare editions. The South African Mint had only produced a limited number of these coins with a specific set of characteristics, including subtle differences in weight, size, and even mint marks, making the few surviving pieces highly sought after. This specific coin you're looking at, the 1993 20 cent, holds tremendous value because it was from a batch that was withdrawn shortly after being minted. Some of these coins didn't make it to public circulation, which makes them even rarer today. The value of these coins skyrocketed due to their historical importance and the scarcity of surviving examples. I know what you're probably wondering now. How can a coin like this be worth such an enormous amount of money? $45,500? It seems almost unreal, right? Well, there's a deep connection between the coin's rarity and how it was tied to South Africa's transition from apartheid to a democratic society. The 1993 20 cent coin represents not only a change in currency, but also a massive shift in the country's history. Coin collectors and investors value this coin not only for its physical characteristics, but also for its symbolism of the end of an era and the dawn of a new chapter for South Africa. It's like holding a piece of history in your hands. When these rare coins were first discovered, their scarcity combined with their historical relevance drove their value up significantly. Now, let's talk about the market for this coin. The 20-cent South African 1993 is often sold through prestigious auction houses, with the highest prices reaching $45,500 for one single coin. Imagine that. These sales have sparked a frenzy among collectors, with many eagerly looking for one of these elusive pieces to add to their collection. So, how can you get your hands on one of these? Well, it's not easy. Most of the surviving 1993 20-cent coins are locked away in private collections or held by museums, but they do pop up from time to time at auctions or through private sales. If you're lucky enough to find one, you could be sitting on a true treasure. Here's an interesting piece of info. Some of these coins have been sold for anywhere between a few $100,000 to millions of dollars. It all depends on the condition of the coin, the rarity of its specific variant, and of course, the demand from collectors. And while some of you might be thinking, wow, I've got to check my coin collection now, here's a tip. If you ever come across a 1993 South African 20-cent coin, make sure to check its authenticity and condition. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just someone interested in collecting rare coins, this is definitely a coin to look out for. Alright, Old Coinsy fam, that wraps up our deep dive into the 20-cent South African 1993 coin, a piece of history.
The 1 cent South Africa 1986 coin. That's right. A coin that was once worth just 1 cent is now valued at an astounding $7,800. You're probably wondering how that's possible, right? Well, stick around as we unravel the mystery behind the value of this rare coin. Now, this isn't just any old 1 cent coin. If you're a coin collector, you might already know that the value of a coin is determined by multiple factors: its rarity, its condition, and sometimes even the story behind it. But the South African 1986 1 cent coin has a very special backstory that has led to its remarkable valuation. Let's start with a little history lesson. The 1 cent coin was first introduced in South Africa in 1961 as part of the South African rand currency system. It was made from bronze and initially featured a variety of designs that represented the country's rich heritage. Fast forward to 1986, and the 1 cent coin looked slightly different, but little did anyone know at the time that some would eventually become extremely rare. In 1986, South Africa's economy was undergoing significant changes. During this time, the 1 cent coin was still used, but in limited quantities. While the coin may have appeared quite common then, it was actually the beginning of a rare occurrence. Here's where it gets interesting. The 1986 1 cent coins that are worth thousands of dollars are rare variants, produced in a limited run, and have specific characteristics that set them apart from the regular circulation coins. Let's take a close look at the coin's design. The obverse side of the 1 cent coin features the iconic image of a springbok antelope, a symbol that's been closely tied to South Africa's national identity. But here's where the value comes into play. The reverse side of the coin shows the denomination of 1 cent and a specific mint mark that makes all the difference. Some of these coins were minted with slight variations, making them much rarer than the others. These variations often involve small errors or misprints that most people wouldn't even notice at first glance. But for collectors, these small details can mean the difference between a coin worth just a few cents and a coin worth thousands of dollars. So, you might be asking yourself, how do I know if I have one of these rare coins? Well, let's break it down. Here are a few key things to look for when checking your 1986 1-cent coin. Mint mark. Some of these coins were produced at specific mints, and the mint mark, a small letter, typically on the reverse side, can drastically affect its value. 2. Condition. The condition of the coin is critical. A coin in perfect, uncirculated condition, known as mint state, will fetch far more than one that's worn down. The more pristine the coin, the higher the price it can command in the market. 3. Die variations. If the coin has unusual die characteristics like slight misprints, misalignments, or errors, you may have a rare specimen on your hands. This is key in determining whether it could be worth thousands. 4. Rarity. The scarcity of the coin plays a huge role. The 1986 1-cent coins were not all produced in high quantities, so finding one in good condition and with no visible wear or damage makes it a rare find. Now, let's talk numbers. As of today, a 1-cent South Africa 1986 coin can sell for upwards of $7,800, depending on its condition and rarity. That's right, $7,800 for a coin that was originally worth only 1 cent. Collectors around the world are willing to pay top dollar for these rare coins. Auctions, specialized coin dealers, and private sales have all seen high bids for this particular coin, and the prices are only expected to rise as time goes on. That if you think you found one of these rare 1986 1-cent coins, you're probably wondering where to sell it. Well, here's some advice for you. First, get your coin appraised. Don't just rely on random websites or forums. Visit a professional coin dealer who can properly assess its value. Auctions are another great option. You can even consider selling through online auction houses, where rare collectors can bid on it. It's essential to ensure your coin is authentic, so you want to have it certified if you think you've got a valuable one. Before we wrap up, I've got a few quick tips for you if you're new to coin collecting, or if you're interested in finding more rare coins like the South Africa 1986 1-cent one. Research. The more you know about different coin types and minting years, the better equipped you'll be to spot a valuable coin in the wild. 2. Condition is key. As mentioned earlier, condition is one of the most important factors when it comes to the value of any coin. 3. To stay informed. Coin values fluctuate, so stay updated with current trends, auctions, and market reports to know when it's the right time to sell or purchase. 4. Take care of your collection. If you plan to keep your coins, make sure they're stored in protective holders to avoid wear and tear. This will help preserve their value over time. All right, that's all for today, folks. I hope you've learned a lot about the fascinating 1-cent South Africa 1986 coin history. 1-cent 1991 South Africa coin. That's worth a jaw-dropping $3 million. Yes, you heard that right. So sit tight because we're going to explore the value, rarity, and history of this coin, and maybe, just maybe, you'll find one in your collection. Stick with me until the end, where I'll share some essential tips on how you can build your own collection and avoid common pitfalls. Let's get into it. The 1-cent coin was part of South Africa's currency system, which was based on the South African rand, ZAR. This coin was introduced in 1961. Just after the country became a republic, to replace the pound currency system that was in use at the time. The 1-cent coin itself, like other coins in the set, has seen several changes over the years, with different designs and compositions being used in different decades. But one thing is for sure, the 1991 edition has become legendary. Before we talk about why this specific coin is worth a fortune, let's take a quick look at the design of the 1-cent coin. It features a single protea flower, a symbol of South Africa's natural beauty and national identity. The protea is one of the country's most famous flowers and a national emblem. The year 1991, in particular, marked the final year of this specific design before changes were made. Now, you may be wondering why this coin is worth such an extraordinary amount. $3 million. To put it simply, the rarity of this coin is what drives up its value. You see, there were a few 1-cent 1991 coins that were misstruck during the minting process, resulting in unique characteristics that make them extremely rare. Most coins were struck in the usual copper-plated steel, but some were made with a wrong metal alloy, which caused them to be much more valuable today. Mint errors like off-center strikes, double strikes, or unusual alloy mixtures are extremely sought after by coin collectors. This specific 1991 South African coin was minted with an error that made it stand out. Not only is this coin one of the last of the old designs, but due to a small number of these misstruck coins in circulation, they are extremely hard to find today. Imagine stumbling upon this rare coin in your collection or a coin shop. It could be worth millions. But why is it worth $3 million? The answer lies in its minting error, its rarity, and the incredible demand among collectors worldwide that understand its value further. We need to look at the coin's journey through auctions. In 2018, a 1-cent 1991 South Africa coin with a similar misstrike was sold at a world-renowned auction house for $3 million. The auction was fierce, with collectors from all over the globe bidding for the chance to own this iconic piece of history. The coin sale marked a milestone in the numismatic world, further solidifying its status as one of the rarest coins on the planet. This sale wasn't just a one-time fluke. Over the years, a select few of these coins have appeared at various auctions, each fetching higher and higher prices. In fact, some experts believe that the value of this coin will continue to rise as more collectors learn about it, especially as it becomes harder and harder to find one in good condition. Now, if you're wondering how to identify this rare 1-cent 1991 coin in your collection, here's what you need to look for. First, check the weight and metal composition of the coin. If it seems too light or too heavy compared to a regular 1-cent coin, you might have a misstruck version. Secondly, closely examine the design. Misstruck coins may have doubled or blurred details, which is a sign that the minting process didn't go as planned. The off-center or double strike is something many collectors look for, and it's a giveaway that the coin could be worth significantly more than its face value. That if you're ever in doubt about a coin's authenticity, always consult with a professional grader or a numismatist. They'll use a combination of techniques, like measuring the coin's weight, diameter, and analyzing the strike quality to determine its authenticity. Remember, the more rare and authentic the coin, the higher its value. Coin collecting isn't just about finding rare coins, it's about preserving history. With the rise of digital currencies and the decline of traditional physical coinage, the value of rare and historical coins has only increased. As more people recognize the significance of these pieces, I expect to see more coins like the 1-cent 1991 continue to rise in value over time. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a beginner, there's always room for growth in this hobby. The world of numismatics is vast, and there's so much to discover. From historical pieces like the 1-cent 1991 coin to more modern rarities, every coin tells a story. The key is knowing where to look, and most importantly, how to protect and preserve your collection for future generations. So, there you have it. The incredible story of the asterisk 1-cent 1991 South African coin history. The coin 1965 South African 2-cent coin. But here's the kicker. This coin, which may look ordinary to some, can be worth a jaw-dropping $5 million. Sounds crazy, right? Well, stick with me, and by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why. Let's start with the basics. The 1965 South African 2-cent coin was part of a series of coins issued by the South African Reserve Bank. The design was unique, reflecting the country's heritage at the time. You'll notice the famous protea flower on the reverse side, a symbol of South Africa, and a lion on the obverse, which represented the nation's strength. But here's where it gets interesting. The 1965 2-cent coin was minted in large numbers. It wasn't a rare or limited edition release. So, how in the world can one of these coins be worth millions? Well, let's get into the details. Rarity plays a huge role in the value of any coin. With the 1965 2-cent coin, it wasn't until much later that collectors discovered something unusual that in 1965, a small batch of 2-cent coins was produced with a unique flaw in the minting process. This error, although minor, was enough to make the coin extraordinarily rare. Some of these coins were struck with a slight misalignment in the die, creating an imperfection that made them stand out from the rest. Now, this wasn't a big deal at the time, but as collectors began noticing these errors, their value skyrocketed. After all, when it comes to coin collecting, errors can often make a coin incredibly valuable. In this case, what was once seen as a defect became the key to a fortune. Now let's talk about how this coin went from being worth just a couple of cents to being valued at $5 million. It's a fascinating story of how rare coins often gain attention that in the early 2000s, a few collectors and experts started to realize the importance of this rare coin. As they dug deeper, they found that fewer than 10 of these flawed coins still existed. As you can imagine, with a number that small, demand exploded. When a 1965 2-cent coin with this error was auctioned off, it fetched a record price $5 million. That's right, one coin. Just one, sold for an astounding $5 million. But how does this compare to other rare coins? Well, the 1965 South African 2-cent coin isn't the only rare coin out there, but it's certainly one of the most famous, especially due to its incredible journey from a minor error to a multi-million-dollar treasure. Now let's take a closer look at the features that set this coin apart from the regular 2-cent coins of its time. First, as I mentioned, the design features the iconic tortilla flower and a roaring lion. The coin is copper in color and weighs around 2 grams, which is standard for a 2-cent piece. But it's the misalignment of the minting die that makes this coin so special. The misprint was subtle, making it hard to detect with the naked eye. In fact, you could easily mistake it for a normal coin if you didn't know what to look for. The error itself is a slight misplacement of the design, where the engravings didn't line up perfectly with the coin's edges. It's easy to miss, but to a trained eye, it's a treasure. Now, how can you spot a 1965 South African 2-cent coin with a valuable misalignment? Here are a few key things to look for. First, check the alignment. If the coin's design appears slightly off-center, that's the key indicator. Also, inspect the edges carefully. A perfectly aligned coin should have even, symmetrical borders, but the error coin might show subtle irregularities in the rim. Next, look at the details of the tortilla and lion. The misalignment can sometimes cause slight distortion in the imagery, giving the coin a unique appearance that if you're lucky enough to come across a 1965 South African 2-cent coin with this error, it's crucial to preserve it properly. Coins like this are best kept in a climate-controlled environment to prevent wear and tear. Storing your coin in a protective case will help retain its value, and if you decide to sell it, make sure it's evaluated by a professional to ensure you get the best price. So there you have it. The incredible story of the 1965 South African 2-cent coin and how one of these coins can be worth a staggering $5 million. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Old Coin Z collection stories from the world of coin collecting.